Hey there, and thanks for joining me for today's First Five. So as I was reading our text for today, I just kept thinking about the way I pack for any overnight trip or any time away from home, really. It's quite the process. Every kid has a bag with their name embroidered on it and with a different color bag, or if the trip's a little bit longer, we have the little rolly luggage in different colors for each of them. I'm pretty methodical about packing. I like to roll the clothes in outfits that include pants and shirt, and then the socks and the underwear go on top, and then they're all rolled together and then put in the bag. I like to think I can fit more clothes that way, but really it's probably just so that my boys won't lose their fresh underwear or claim that they couldn't find the new socks to wear. But that's another story. Then they all get neatly stacked in the bags, and we can put the shoes or the toiletries next to the clothes, and it just makes me feel good. It makes me feel calm. It makes me feel prepared for the trip. So I'm not really sure why this kept popping up when I was reading our text. Maybe you'll see the connection and maybe you won't, but that's okay. But today we'll continue to look at the book of Mark in chapter 6. But the section I want to focus on is the section where Jesus just gets done visiting his hometown in Nazareth, and things didn't really go well for Jesus there. The people rejected him, they didn't believe him, they had little faith in him. And so Jesus left and moved on. And so that leads us to Mark chapter 6, verses 7 through 13, and it goes like this. Then Jesus went around teaching from village to village. Calling the 12 to him, he sent them out 2 by 2 and gave them authority over evil spirits. These were his instructions. Take nothing for your journey except for a staff, no bread, no bag, no money in your wallets. Wear sandals, but not an extra tunic. Whenever you enter a house, stay there until you leave that town, and if any place will not welcome you or listen to you, shake the dust off your feet when you leave as a testimony against them. They went out and preached that people should repent. They drove out many demons and anointed many sick people with oil and healed them. So we've all been in a hurry, right? Like the morning that the alarm doesn't go off, or you push snooze 17 times, and the result is rushing out the door with breakfast dangling out of your mouth and coffee spilling as you run to the car, right? So that's sort of the picture I get here when Jesus is sending off the disciples. They don't have perfectly packed duffel bags with their little names embroidered on them or neatly rolled changes of clothes inside the bag. No, in fact, I think it's very clear. Jesus says, take nothing with you, no food, no bags, no money. Just take yourself and the clothes that you have on and get out of here. The message that Jesus sent these disciples out with was urgent, and there wasn't time to waste. So actually, that's how I feel like the whole book of Mark. I think Mark kind of leaves me gasping for air a little bit, panting a little bit. He's kind of that writer that's to the point, very urgent, not a lot of extra details and flair. But I think that makes perfect sense in this passage because that's exactly the point. In verse 11, Jesus is basically saying, if you're trying to share with people and they're not really having it or not really ready to hear it, then move on. You tried. That's sad. But time is precious and you need to keep moving. So at this particular point in history, there really was an intense urgency because Jesus knew he had limited time to offer as many people as possible the opportunity to repent, to change their minds, to turn to Jesus before his death on the cross. The disciples definitely had a specific mission for that time and that place. So what does that mean for us today? N.T. Wright puts it like this. He says, part of Christian discipleship is the spiritual sensitivity and discernment to know when there is an emergency on and what steps to take. Learning to hear a passage like this and to respond obediently involves learning to listen to the prophetic call of God and to the pain of the present world and to live at the point of intersection between the two. And when the call comes, there's no time to lose. So we can't waste time putting together the perfectly packed bags. We don't need lots of extra or fancy equipment. We are the equipment. Like the disciples, we have to trust and have faith that God will equip us with exactly what we need at exactly the right time. We just have to be ready, and we have to be obedient when it's time to act. So I pray that today for all of us that we will have the opportunity to act and to share the good news of Jesus. And I pray that when the time does come, we will know and trust that we already have everything we need to do the job. Have a great day, and I hope to see you soon.